Away from here. They haven't played well on Steve and Jim. We gotta get away, Crumpus.
We'll make it all right. We gotta watch our steps. Now, take it easy. We'll stay here till dark, then we'll head south. After that...
Crumpus.
What's the matter?
Crumpus, look down there. Someone is coming.
Keep low. Ha-ha. Well, if that ain't the Virginian.
See, the Virginian. He's alone.
Yeah. Hand me that rifle.
Here.
Out all by himself, eh? Looking for me. Well, he's looking for the last time.
You hit him. He's down.
Come on, Gracie. I reckon we can start moving now.
Whoa! Hello, Nebraska. How's the Virginian?
Well, he's still unconscious, but the doc says he's out of danger. Did you bring the medicine?
Yeah, here it is. Say, you know the Virginian ought to be in a hospital. A schoolma'am's house ain't no place for him. Well, what'd they fetch him here for, anyway?
Well, they didn't fetch him. His horse brung him. Right over there to that door.
His horse? Funny, ain't it?
No, it ain't funny. Say, he's been hanging around here so much, the horse thought it was home.
Shorty, did you bring the medicine?
I got it right here, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
No, you ought to get some shut-eye, ma'am. You look all wore out.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm not a bit tired. Anyway, there's too much to do.
You're sure taking good care of him, ma'am.
As long as he gets well, that's all that counts.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Nebraska, I meant to ask you. Have you seen Steve around?
Steve? Why, ma'am, Steve...
No, ma'am. We ain't seen Steve lately. You see, he don't work for the Box H no more.
Oh, I thought it was funny he hadn't come around. Well, if you see him, tell him his gun is here. The Virginian had it with him that night.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I sure will tell him. That is, if I runs across him.
Thank you. Excuse me, boys.
Say, don't she know Steve was...
I meant to warn you about that. She don't know a thing. Thought it might be better if we didn't say nothing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she ain't used to things like that yet.
She knew Steve pretty well. She'd be pretty upset if she knew the Virginian had a hand in on it.
Well, how's the patient today?
Oh, I've been up and around, Judge, feeling fine.
Good boy. What's the doc say about you?
All fixed. He says I can get out now any time. Only, Miss Molly, she's been taking such good care of me, I kind of hate to leave.
I can't say I blame you none. You know, there's been some talk lately down around the town as to how we all might be doing a little celebrating sometime this spring.
Celebrating what?
Oh, a wedding.
You mean me and Miss Molly?
How about it?
Well, I wouldn't go putting no bets up if I were you, Judge.
What's that?
Not if I was you.
You ain't getting married?
Oh, I didn't say that.
You said don't put up no bets.
Sure. You know, it don't look so good for a judge to go around gambling on a pretty sure thing.
I reckon it don't, son. Oh, morning, Miss Wood.
Good morning.
Just talking about you.
Will you?
Yeah, just this minute.
Judge Henry, I wonder if you'd mind leaving us for a while.
Why, no, ma'am. Certainly not. Just getting ready to leave anyhow.
Thank you.
Well, so long.
So long, Judge. See you soon.
Sure hope so. Morning, Miss Wood.
Well, Molly.
Why didn't you tell me?
What's that?
Why didn't you tell me? You knew I'd find out sooner or later.
I reckon you're talking about Steve.
I am.
Well, I thought you knew, Molly.
I didn't know. Not until this morning. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible.
It had to be, Molly.
You were there. Why didn't you stop it? You could have stopped it.
No, you see, I was leading the posse.
You?
Yes.
But Steve was your friend.
It didn't make much difference then.
Your friend. And you murdered him.
Murder?
What else can you call it?
Molly, don't talk like that. It was hard enough. Don't make it any worse. Somebody had to do it, and I was in charge. That's our kind of law.
Does your kind of law tell you to kill your friends?
It ain't a question of friends or enemies. It's a question of right or wrong. I did what I thought was right, Molly. It was right.
Do you think I'll teach my children to believe that? Do you think I'll help raise a new generation to approve of murder?
Where you come from, they have policemen and courts and jails. We ain't got that. So when we have to, we do things our own way.
I see it now. It's this life. It destroys every human feeling a person's got. It's destroyed you. It's made you cruel and ruthless and cold-blooded. Well, it won't destroy me. I won't let it. I'm leaving here just as soon as I can.
Leaving, Molly? You don't mean that.
I do mean it.
Then you're leaving me, too.
Yes, I'm leaving you, too. I'm leaving everything that's base and mean and ugly. Now, please get out and let me alone. Let me alone.
We pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. It's the pride of California that it produces bigger things than any state in the Union. Hence, it was with consternation that California learned some 30 years ago that a baby had been born in Maine, weighing 16.5 pounds. His precocious muscles rivaled those of the mythical stonecrusher, Paul Bunyan. There's a legend back in Maine that when his mother took the heavyweight infant for his first ride in a perambulator, the baby leaped from the carriage and, bowing gracefully, said, "Come on, Ma, you get in and let me push." That may be a tall story, but I can vouch for the fact that he was a United States Marine when only 14 years old, and 3 years later was a strong man in vaudeville. Today, California at last claims him. Not only as physical director of Paramount Studios and a radio physical trainer, but as a singer and little theater actor as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Klein.
Well, thank you, Mr. DeMille. What would you like me to do? Sing, act, or give you a workout?
I've heard you sing, I've seen you act, and I've thrown myself on your mercies in the gymnasium. Tonight is my turn.
All right. I hope I can take it as well as you.
Dick, Gary Cooper tells me that you're responsible for that educated fist he swings in The Plainsman.
Gary's really one of the best boxers in Hollywood, along with George Raft, Sir Guy Standing, Jack Oakey, and, strangely enough, Ida Lupino. But I'm proudest of Gary. He's a real example of what regular exercise can do.
Well, many people still believe that the life of a picture star is a round of parties, anything but a round of boxing. One of the reasons I asked you here is to correct that impression.
Well, outside of farmers, none live a more regular, healthy life than film stars. It's a matter of necessity. If they didn't, they'd never be able to stand the strain. A well-balanced diet, plenty of sleep, and the proper exercises are absolutely necessary so they may give their best.
You might be a little more explicit.
Well, their taste in exercise varies. Carole Lombard and Claudette Colbert prefer tennis. Cary Grant and Randolph Scott go in for punching the bag. Bing Crosby and, incidentally, Mr. DeMille like the rowing machine. Gladys Swarthout and Adolphe Monjou do lots of riding. And Marlene Dietrich and Mae West keep their famous figures by pedaling a stationary bicycle. I've been doing my darndest to get W.C. Fields inside of the gym, but he insists he gets all the exercise he needs, juggling a half-dozen grapefruit every morning. My gymnasium, by the way, is one of the most historic buildings in Hollywood. It started out as a barn. Then in 1914, Mr. DeMille turned it into a studio. It was there that he made the first feature-length picture, The Squaw Man. Keeping fit has become so important in Hollywood that in the near future, every new player at Paramount will undergo a complete physical examination when signed. All of our executives will also be expected to report regularly. Take a tip from these famous people, ladies and gentlemen, and find time to exercise. I guarantee you'll be amazed at how much more work you'll be able to accomplish, how much better you'll feel. Do your exercising where you can step into a shower immediately after. And if you want to get the ultimate good from both exercise and shower, my advice is to use Lux toilet soap. I believe in physical culture of the skin as well as the rest of the body. It's part of my business to know what's best for a healthy skin. Lux never leaves the skin dry, as many soaps do. It has a pleasant aroma, and its cleansing qualities are distinctly superior. you can be pretty certain that when the stars go for something the way they do for Lux soap, it must be good. And thank you, Mr. DeMille, and so long.
Good night, Prodigy. And now, back to the Virginian, starring Gary Cooper with Charles Bickford, Helen Mack, and John Howard. Several days later, in the corral at the Box H Ranch, we find the Virginian saddling his horse. Strolling up to the gate comes Molly Wood. She stands for a moment watching him, then speaks timidly.
Good morning.
Molly. Good morning, ma'am.
May I come in?
It'll be a pleasure to have you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. You see, I didn't leave after all.
Yes, ma'am.
I changed my mind. I'm going to stay.
Are you?
Well, aren't you glad?
That all depends. You see, folks has to be made for this country. It's rough, and it's wild, and it takes a strong stomach to stand for some of the things that go on out here. If you can't stand it, it's best not to stay at all.
You think I'm a weakling, don't you?
No, ma'am. I just don't think you understand our side of it.
Perhaps not, but I've decided to try. I've been doing a lot of thinking since the other day. I've looked around me at people like Judge Henry and Shorty and Nebraska and their wives. People like that can't all be wrong. They're kind and good.
Yes, ma'am, they are. But they don't ever let themselves forget the reason they're here. They're building a new country, ma'am. It's a big job.
I know, and that's why I'm staying. I want to help.
Well, we sure need it, ma'am. Any help at all, and yours will be right welcome.
Thank you. And now will you forgive me for what I said to you?
Forgive you? Well, that's easy.
And will everything be just as it was between you and me?
That's up to you, Molly.
I want it to be.
I've been wanting it, too.
Oh, darling.
Hey, Joe. Joe.
Oh, hello, Krampus. Ain't seen you around here for months.
Yeah, I've been traveling. Set up around, Joe.
Sure.
Hey, Greasy, come and get it.
Say.
Hey, Joe, Tom's getting mangy with cowhands. What's up? Payday?
No, a wedding. The Virginian's getting hitched to the new schoolma'am.
The Virginian, huh?
You think he would marry her? I heard she saved his life.
Yeah, I do seem to recollect something about him being shot a while ago. Indians, wasn't it?
Yeah. Somebody plugged him in the back.
You don't say. Too bad it didn't finish him for good. Come on, Greasy, drink up.
Here's house,
Oh, boys.
Hey, when's the wedding, Miss Molly?
Yeah, when's the big event? Speak up, boss.
It ain't going to be till tomorrow, so you can stop pestering right now, you bunch of mangy mavericks.
Say, Miss Molly, do you mind if we borrow him for a spell?
Well, can I trust you?
Oh, we'll all be very good.
Pretty good.
Not too good.
Which is the honest man?
Not one of them.
Well, all right. I'll trust all of you. You can borrow him, but not for too long.
Well, that's fine.
Go on ahead, boys. I'll meet you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, see you over at Joe's place, boys.
Right, boss.
You don't mind me going with him, do you, honey?
Well, of course not. The boys have their rights to you just as much as I have.
I won't be long, anyhow. We'll have plenty of time alone where we're going. We'll travel west till we find just the place we want to make our home.
I hope you'll never be sorry.
I hope I'll always be able to make you happy. And to keep you happy. That's going to be my main aim in life.
Oh, I love you. Well, you better run along now. The boys are waiting for you.
Yeah, come on.
Take it easy, boys. I got to get married tomorrow. Set him up, Joe.
Sure. Say, there's a friend of yours in town.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fellow named Krampus.
Krampus? Did he mention he was a friend of mine?
He said plenty about you. All lit up and talking big. Said he'd drop in again in case there's any interest to you.
Well, it ain't.
I think he's looking for trouble myself.
Wouldn't it be just too bad if he found it?
Hey, boss, we'll take this thing off your hands if you want. Yes, and save you the trouble. Just say the word. Any or all of it.
No, thanks, boys. This is a matter between us.